Rockum Radio, your rock station.
This is David Ellefson from Megadeth, and you're listening to Rockum Radio.
Hi, Mr. Ellefson. This is me, Gino Alache, from Lima.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing very good. You ready to do the interview?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an honor
Okay.
to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You know, we have been waiting here in Peru since 1986.
That long?
Yeah. Since, the combat times. This is going to be the second time of Megadeth in Lima. But you know,
Yes.
sir, the last time, we miss you.
Yes, well, thank you. I'm glad to be here this time. I'm looking forward to going. It'll be my first time in Peru, and certainly my first time there with Megadeth, so I'm really looking forward to it.
You have a show tonight in Sao Paulo, in Brazil.
Yes. Actually, in Porto Alegre is where we're at tonight in Brazil.
How do you feel to be in South America?
It feels great. I love being down here. For me, it's South America is one of these places. Megadeth came here many years ago to do Rock in Rio, and that just opened it all up for us. And then we started to come down here, starting in Euthanasia in 1994. We came down here and played Argentina and Chile, and it just seems to get bigger and bigger every time. And we played more and more countries all the time too. So I don't know. It seems like this has really become a nice, I don't know, kind of a second home for us in South America as opposed to just only playing in North America.
We was very sad in the 90s when the time of Rock in Rio, the plane flying above us and go to Chile, Brazil, Argentina, and not Peru. Very sad in those years.
Yes, I can understand.
Now, I was checking your site, and the End Game tour very long, sir.
Yes, it's very long. Well, we did. We have the tour here in South and Central America. Then we have the tour in Europe, and then we are heading out on the American Carnage tour with Slayer and Testaments throughout North America. So yeah, we have a lot of touring ahead of us here with these the next really about 4 or 5 months.
What was the true story about your separation of Megadeth in 2002?
Well, the band ended because of Dave's hand injury that he had. And so I went on at that point, Megadeth was done. It was over. And so I moved on and started working on other things in my life. And some of them were musical. I went to college. I did some other things. And, I think initially when Dave was was going to record what was to be The System Has Failed, initially he was thinking that it might just be a solo album.
Okay.
And then because of some contractual things, it turned into a Megadeth record. And I think, to be honest with you, I think I think it was good that it went the way that it did, because it allowed Dave to do some things on his own. It allowed me to branch out and do some things on my own as well. And now I think for the two of us to come back together at this time, we come back to it as two different men who have grown up away from each other, because we spent so many years growing up together.
Okay.
And sometimes it's very hard for you to create, to have your own identity when you're just always together all the time. So, it's been good. And I tell you, it's made the return back for me that much better. And I think Dave and I are really enjoying having a new friendship right now. I think we both play really good together. The band sounds fantastic. And I just think that it's really worked out well. It's really been a good, the process, as painful as it was for both of us at one point, at the end of the day, has really turned out to be positive for us.
Okay, but during all these years, you continue working in...
Yes.
I remember 2003 with Soulfly, with Max Cavalera. And
yes.
Yeah, the album was great.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And your own band, F5, was great too. And we always check on the internet, and the feedback was very great. You always keep working. This was great and growing.
Yes. You are absolutely right. And those experiences were really, really good for me to be able to step out and do those. And I think that for me to have done it, because while all my years in Megadeth, I never did any solo projects, and I never did any other musical things outside of Megadeth. So it was important for me to step out and be able to do those. So that seemed like a really good opportunity for me to to finally do that. So for me, I have no regrets. I think it all worked out really well, especially now as I come back to the band. This is a really good time to come back to the band, especially with Rust in Peace tour, and there's just
20 years.
Yeah, and again, to be honest with you, I don't know who else could be able to play the Rust in Peace record besides me anyway. So it all kind of just worked out the way it was supposed to.
You know, here in Peru came Martin Friedman. He came here, and Megadeth, and you. Well, all Megadeth came to Peru right now.
Yeah, we all came through, just not all together.
In different time, but...
Yeah, no, that's good. Well, no, I think it's I like to think that, sometimes it's time for people to move on and do other things in their lives and play different kinds of music, and that's okay. People grow, they don't stay the same, they grow, and that's one of the hard things with keeping a band together is that people tend to, to keep a band together, you always have to be united with the same vision, and sometimes that is very hard to do. But again, I think this year with me playing with Megadeth again, it makes things solid and brings a lot of unity, not only for the band, but I think also for our fans around the world this year.
Do you know something about the Latin American metal bands?
Not that much. I mean, obviously Sepultura. Sepultura and Angra, those are probably
Gino Alache, my friend, it's an amazing guy, a great vocal too.
Yeah, and I think, those are probably two of the biggest ones, two of the biggest, in America there was Puya, which I think they
Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a few of the bigger ones, in up in North America, we don't know as much about some of the smaller bands, mostly just the big international ones.
Sir, everybody wants to know, do you know something about Peru?
I don't know very much about it, quite honestly. I know that you have some really high mountains, and I think we're playing a very big we're playing a very, very big stadium, and that's all I know. And I apologize that I don't know, but that's why I'm looking forward to coming there so I can learn more about it. I learn the most about the world by actually traveling it, so I'm looking forward to being there.
We have a very good coffee. Ask Dave about that.
I love coffee, so it's like, okay, I'm definitely gonna need to taste some of the nectar of the gods of your good coffee.
The food here is very good too.
Good.
A question for the fans. What was your best album of Megadeth?
I like all of them. Every one of them has a special place because that was the album that we were making at that time.
I share your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of them that always, stand out. I love, Peace Cells. I like Countdown to Extinction. The album that I was probably in some ways not something that maybe I spent a lot of time listening to, but I really like listening to now is the Euthanasia album.
Oh yeah, very complex album.
I really like it. Yep.
Which will be your advice for a young musician?
My thought is play with as many people as you can and enjoy playing music. And if you're going to go pursue doing it as a career and as a profession, definitely go do it while you are young, because that's the best time to try it. And that way, if it doesn't work, you can do something else in your life. And also, music is usually, younger musicians have a better chance of success than waiting till you're older. So while you're young, you should go for it. What
would you say to your fans in Peru that listen to this interview?
Man, I so look forward to seeing everybody. It will be my first time, so I've heard great things. Sean Drober has told me about going to Peru on his past trips with Megadeth, so I am really, really looking forward to playing for everybody in Peru.